Changing subjects real quick. The thing I said earlier about intelligence. Who are the smartest players you've played against or played with?
The smartest players I've played against is by far LeBron, Rajon Rondo, and Chris Paul. When I'm playing it, and who's creeping up into that category is Ja Morant. Everybody is excited about how Ja Morant flies around. Everyone's excited about the passes he may throw, how he can run full speed with KD, leave KD a little bit and jump like that running full. All of those things are very exciting. Don't get me wrong, they excite me too. But the thing that excites me most about Ja Morant is when we're playing against the Memphis Grizzlies, and not quite to the level of LeBron James or Chris Paul or Rajon Rondo, but when we're playing against those guys, I can feel the chess match. Like every possession down, they're looking at me, scoping me out to see where I'm at. I'm looking at their guys and what they're doing to try to see what they're trying to get into. And every time down the floor, it's like a chess match. It's like that with Ja. Like I said, he's in his third year. Not quite to the level of those guys yet, but I didn't have the privilege of playing against those guys at that time in their career, but I'd only imagine it was probably along those same lines as Ja is going. And so I'd have to give it to those three guys, and my honorable mention is Ja, and only because he's young and still has a lot of room to grow. But it's a chess match when we're playing the Grizzlies. And I, as the anchor of our defense, as the facilitator on offense, I feel that. And especially with those three guys, and really Bron and CP, with those three guys, it's offensively too. See, Ja hasn't gotten that part yet of where it's like, no, on the defensive end, I have to be worried about you too because you're so smart that you're sniffing out everything. He is that smart, but he just doesn't understand how to sniff out everything yet. Whereas opposed to those guys, I'll throw a pass and LeBron will be right there waiting on it as if I was throwing a pass to him. I threw one pass against the Suns on Christmas Day, and Wiggins is coming around and he's coming down the paint, and it's on an out of bounds underneath. And I knew he was going to be open. And sure enough, he came off, he was wide open. And I looked and I threw it, and CP came and helped in and stole it. And immediately, as soon as he stole it, I'm like, fuck. I needed to be looking that way. I knew he'd be open. I needed to be looking this way. And if I was looking this way, I would have definitely got it because CP wouldn't have been expecting him to come down. But the fact that I stood there the whole time waiting on him to get open, CP read it, and he came and stole it. And so that's where the difference is with those guys. It's a chess match on both sides of the floor. It's not just one side.
Have you ever played cards with LeBron or CP?
Absolutely. Both of them.
They're fucking annoying.
Yes. They count cards. They don't miss a beat.
CP, I mean, I would consider myself to be a good card player. CP's the best card player I've ever played against, in terms of a teammate, on a plane, bus, hotel room, whatever. The sniffing out, the description of a chess match is interesting, because it does feel like, having been CP's teammate, playing against him, obviously playing against LeBron for 15 years, it's the move after the move that you got to worry about.
Absolutely.
They're always and you're the same way. I would put you in that category, but they're always processing what the move after the move is, and to be that cognizant while simultaneously performing a very hard skill. They're both guys that have the ball in their hand too.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
It's incredible. Like I have the utmost respect for their basketball knowledge because, like you said, not only to be thinking the game that way, but playing it at that high of a level. Like you're talking two first ballot Hall of Famers. LeBron's arguably the greatest player to play our game. CP got to be in the conversation for top 3 point guards ever. Everybody called him the point guard for a reason. To actually play at that high of a level and be thinking like that at the same time, like you said, I think it's unbelievable. But speaking to playing cards with those guys, during the pandemic, we have a card game at Rich House. And we'd all go over there, we play cards. And them two guys will piss me off because they are like on every single card that comes out, every game, like just locked into it. And so I do understand why they are that smart on the court. It's just some way they're wired and brains think like that. But by far, like not close to two smartest guys that I've played